So here's some of the cement pots I've been making. This one's actually quite a bit lighter. I'm starting to get the thinness, I think, just about right for these. This one's got a sort of a brown color. It's got a brown, black and brown dye, liquid that I put in the cement. Yeah, so this is just a round one. You know, it's nice being able to make your own. You can make them a little bit bigger, which is good. Yeah, and so a couple ridges here. So here's a white one. I just painted it white. It's quite a bit deeper. Anyways, you can see the bottom's a little rougher there. The ridges are a little less defined. Didn't turn out as well. This is one I made a while ago, so I figured the paint would, you know, just sort of hide that in some ways versus it looking too old and cement-like. You know, what I should have done is put some cement in here, like after, just to flatten and smooth this whole top out. And it does need a little bit of sort of sanding and stuff, so I'll probably redo the top of that. So, rectangle. It's got a lot of the sand in it. I haven't scraped it all out or, you know, what do you call, filed the sides a bit. But getting a little dip there, but a little nicer on the feet. Sort of angled out. Got two of them. So I got these red pieces in it. Now this one, they're a little low. So I mean, this side is probably the best. But that's really, so this is a piece of pottery that we had a bowl that actually just broke. And so then I smashed it into small pieces and sort of put them in there. Now, this one's got a bigger lip to it. It's got some dye in it. So it's like a slight darker color. You know, with these pots, these containers, they actually get darker when they're like when they have moisture on them. The color really comes out, so that's kind of interesting about it. Is when they're wet, they'll have a different feel to them. I'm in my basement. I got a couple containers down here too. So this is the same thing. It was a piece of blue pottery. It's just beautiful, and it was a bowl that broke. So after it broke, I smashed it up and put it in here, which is really nice. You know, one of the things I did with these containers is some of them I tried to make a nice lip so that it made the base not seem as thick, and just this big, wall of container. And this also breaks that up. But one of the things that I did made these feet pretty darn big, really big. Which then means the sort of angle of the container, it's hard to, I mean, there's sort of a front with a hole at the bottom. Yeah. This is just a piece of extra sort of red dyed cement, again, liquid red dye in the cement. There's a leftover cement. So when I had made this container here, which is red, this had a crack in it. So I sort of sealed it up as much as I could. It should be okay, but we'll see over time. But yeah, this is just a nice long, thin red, quite red. And it'll get, like I said, with the water, it gets even like a richer color. But this is, again, see, I sort of broken up the base by making an extra step in there. And so this sort of bulges, which then makes it look like a thinner. Anyways, that's my attempt. There's another one. So again, these are quite big containers, which is nice. And finally, one last big one. See, this has got that bigger sort of wall of container. Like if you compare it to there. You can really see the sort of bubble band there. But yeah, this has just got that big, thicker wall. I was thinking maybe paint this like a light blue. I have this light blue outdoor paint I could put on it. But this is a nice big one. And it's kind of rounded, so I'm thinking more like a maple that I have versus I mean, same with all of these, right? But versus a conifer.